Hello, everyone, and welcome back to 3D Rivals, your first line of defense against stupid movies. My name is DJ, and of course, I'm joined by my co-host, my sister Dior,
What's up? What's up?
my brother Derek,
What's up, everybody?
and my friend Dan.
What's going on?
If you're listening to this in podcast form, he's pointing to where he thinks her screen is, and he hasn't gotten it at all. But anyhow, this episode we're going to be talking about Hawkeye, the Disney Plus series that came out a few weeks ago, and it just had its season finale. So we're going to be talking about that. Our thoughts on the entire series. Was it good? Wasn't it? Or was it not good? Yeah, that's how you say that. Was it good? Was it not good? And how does it fit in the MCU? First, let's talk about this finale because there was a lot of stuff in it. Last episode, we got the introduction of Kingpin in a grainy JPEG on someone's phone. And now we actually get to see him in person. I think this Kingpin's a bit different than what we got in Netflix. We could talk about kind of some of the differences, but I still think Vincent D'Onofrio did bring his type of, I don't know what word. I lost for words there,
Okay.
but I think he brought the same thing that he brought to Netflix. Yeah.
All right. I would say, yeah. I think he was the best part of the finale. And are we going? Can I talk about the end to talk about what I was thinking?
Go ahead. Sure.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So at the end, off screen, we hear Maya shoot him, and I sincerely hope that this is not the end of Kingpin.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Otherwise, it's a giant waste if it is.
that too. I hope you like.
I don't think it's the end because when the police got there, there was nobody.
No,
Oh, at the
that's
end?
when at the end when Maya shot him. They don't show anything after that.
Yeah. There was nobody in the little toy store they were in.
Yeah.
But that's when Maya shot him. Yeah, I was a bit upset about that scene at first. Because I was like, you did not bring him back for one episode in a series. Like, come on, man. But then
Well, maybe he's using that as a point to be like, so he can still go back behind the scenes.
well, I said this. One, they panned up so that you didn't see it. And you know the rule in comic book movies, if they didn't die on screen, then they
They're
didn't
not.
die.
If
Right.
you didn't see it, it didn't happen. Yeah, that I just feel like it's a giant waste. Because up until that point, I liked them a lot because Kate Bishop was getting it handed to her by him.
Yeah.
So much so, I'm like, there's no way she gets up from this.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
if she didn't have that the trick girls with her, then no, she would have died.
Yeah.
I just feel like a couple of those punches, I'm not sure if she takes.
Man,
God done it.
that's broken ribs. That is broken ribs.
Dude, the first punch is a
Multiple.
broken face. Come on now.
I mean, you're talking about a guy who pulled the car door off of the car.
Yeah.
Like when he got to her mom's car, he ripped the door off. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like yo,
Yeah.
yeah. Which I was saying, which is why I was saying he's a bit different than the Netflix Kingpin. He's definitely stronger, more akin to how he is in the
Yeah.
comics.
True. Yeah.
Took an arrow to the chest and just
Yeah, and bounced right off.
yeah. So another reason why I don't think he's dead is they took that scene with Echo shooting Kingpin in the face. They took that from the comics. So there was I think it was in a Daredevil comic, Echo did shoot Kingpin. And he was alive
How-
in the comics afterwards.
How does he survive a shot to the face?
He got some eye transplants. I
But what
don't.
about, the things behind the eye, like your brain?
I don't know. I guess it was just the eyes. I have no
They
idea.
said my eyes, but they didn't give me a new head or anything else. So it's just
Yeah, like, but what about the rest of his skull, though?
Yeah, I don't know, man. So
gonna be looking real weird when he comes back.
yeah. So I don't think he's dead. One, it would be a bad move on Marvel's part. Two, they pulled it from the comics. So we're probably gonna see more Kingpin. I will hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope
Okay.
And secondly, he didn't die on screen.
Yeah. Didn't die on screen, he didn't die. Because now the writers can make anything up as to why he's not dead.
Because comic books?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's super strong. You could have just said like he got the gun, like the gunshot we heard, like he moved the gun out of the way in time. He didn't get shot, and then he beat up Maya and left. Like
Maybe he crushed the gun barrel and we heard the boom.
yeah. I was gonna say you can make him bulletproof, but then he's kind of like Luke Cage, and you can't do that. So
Yeah, true that.
Right.
yeah. But yeah, that was Kingpin. I don't think that was bad. Even his wardrobe was from comics. What he was wearing with the like Hawaiian shirt and whatever, that's from a Spider-Man comic.
Is it? I hated
Yeah.
that shirt.
I
I'm not
did
gonna
too.
lie.
I was like, man, that doesn't look great. But they did pull that from the comic pages. So like it wasn't
Okay.
I thought the shirt was dope.
I wasn't feeling it. Maybe it's because he was wearing it with that white
You would
suit.
definitely rock that, Dan.
Oh yeah, I'd rock that.
I think someone could rock it. Like depending on the person, it could look decent.
We're just saying
The big round fellows, them the ones that usually be wearing them Hawaiian shirts.
that doesn't mean that they should, though.
But they do. Usually ain't no in shape guys. It's usually the big round fellows with the hairy chests.
Oh wait,
Like,
plus the
seriously.
hairy chest.
What?
That's the thing.
Okay.
The hairy chest is why they can't close it.
Oh gosh.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, so yeah, they pulled from a lot of things. Was he in the tracksuits hideout? Because I was kind of weird about like his little office. I was like, why we got hanging beats? So,
Yeah, I don't know.
that had to be the tracksuits hideout, right?
I think so.
I want to say yeah.
Well, no, wait a minute. Didn't Maya follow him to like a skyscraper or something?
Yelena did, yeah.
Yeah, Yelena. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe that was his office with the beads.
All right.
Everyone got their own style.
Okay. I mean, it's cool. It kind of mess up your aesthetic there, Kingpin. But I did believe him when he said he owned the city. He was like, I own it. I'm like, okay, yeah, I believe you. That's cool. So we might see more of him in Echo, right? So that
Hopefully.
series is coming up. So also, I would like to see more of Maya in Echo since
Yeah.
she was. If we're talking about the whole series, I feel like she was really underused.
Yeah, I think they like kind of hyped it up that she was coming, and I was like waiting for her to be spectacular, and it didn't happen.
No.
She was good when she was on screen, but
Yeah, but I needed more. But I feel like the Hawkeye series in a whole, it was just I needed more, and they just didn't deliver.
Yeah. Like there was a lot of good things that you wanted to see about it that I think in this series, and then we just never really got it. It's
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And then I remember I was talking to Dior earlier, and this show didn't have all of the hype that the other Disney Plus series got. And what I mean by that, like at the end of every episode, at the end of the week, there was hype, buzz about the shows and what was going to happen next week. And I don't think this got that same, at least for me, I didn't have that same kind of hype or buzz about what was going to happen next in Hawkeye in the next week. So I don't think this show did well with this weekly release. It probably
Yeah, there was nothing that made me want to come back. Like I didn't like on Wednesday, like, oh man, I can't wait to watch this episode. Like I kind of how like WandaVision and Loki ended. Like at the end of the episode is like I wanted to find out what was going to happen next week.
yeah.
And with this series, there wasn't really anything that made me want to come back. Like if I could have not watched this for 3 months and then finished it and would have been completely fine.
I
Yeah.
actually forgot that it was getting released on Wednesday. I kept going on this. I'm like, oh, that's right, Hawkeye.
Yeah.
And then I ended up watching it. But the only time I actually wanted to see what happened next was when they showed when Helena sent her that picture of her mom with Kingpin.
Yeah.
I was
Right.
like, all right, what are y'all? I'm kind of interested in seeing what happens next. Before that, it was like, I mean, all right, I'll
Yeah.
here next week, I guess.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel the same.
Absolutely. Like a few other things in this episode. It was a fun episode to watch, but you got the swordsman in there. You got to see him be the swordsman, but he was also kind of underused in this show. You know, like I guess the scapegoat where they kept blaming him, and then you really didn't get to see much of what he was doing.
Yeah, they played him more for like a joke, really, and I just feel like, especially for someone who had
it
an
was more
impact,
so used for comic relief.
which is fine. But then I was always waiting for him to become the swordsman, especially since in the comic he has such a huge impact on Hawkeye. I was really hoping that he became that mentor to Kate Bishop. Instead, it ended with, "Why don't you join the LARPers?" Like, no.
No.
He's not gonna join the LARPers.
Maybe he will.
Yeah.
But no, he needs to be the swordsman.
So
Maybe he'll do both.
in the comics, the swordsman is Hawkeye's mentor. So maybe in season 2 we'll get him mentoring Kate Bishop a little bit, because she's definitely still going to need a mentor. I like her character, and I like that she didn't have a complete arc in this series. Like, she's definitely hero material, but she's still immature. She's still rash and stuff. So, like, I'm glad, because one thing Marvel does well is giving characters arcs over multiple movies, and I think it pays off when they do that. So I'm glad that we can get more of Kate Bishop and more growth from her. And maybe with that, we'll see more from the swordsman, since Hawkeye, I think at this point, right, we should let him retire, because he seems like he needs to.
Yeah. I mean, we can be done with him. Like, we only needed him to introduce Kate Bishop, right? That happened. We can let him retire. He's been retiring for the last, 15 years, so
Yeah.
cool.
Now in and out.
He's got those kids. Like, come on, man. We don't need, like, another Echo trying to kill him, and then now its kids don't have a daddy.
Yeah, we don't want that. We don't want that.
Yeah.
I think Kate Bishop had a little bit of a, I guess a somewhat coming of age. Because, I mean, she sent her mom to prison. I mean, what teenage girl would do that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, if you were a crime lord, I feel like I hope,
Yeah.
Depend, though. You be like, oh, no, that's my mom. I can't do that, blah, 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 you know. I mean, everybody can't see through that. So I feel like she
well, it makes...
was like, you a bad person, I love you and everything. She said, I love you, mom. But it's like, hey, you did this, that, and the other. You had this dude killed. It's like, gotta go to prison.
She did admit to murder. Like, I maybe I could forgive the crime lord, but you did stab a guy in the back with a sword.
Yeah.
I might draw the line at murder.
Yeah, she did a murder. Don't
So
do
you
a
never
murder.
did mention what happened to her dad, though, huh? He just died, and we never got back to that.
Yeah, I guess he
They're
just
claiming
died.
he
They're
died.
saying that he just died. Yeah.
I don't believe it.
She's
still don't.
claiming he died, and that's why she got into the mess with Kingpin. I don't know.
Nah.
Because
I
they
don't
were
know
in the
about
beginning, they were already arguing about what he owed to Kingpin anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like she killed him still.
I feel like she was like, they were trying to play her to be oh, well, she did this because she owes so much money. I like, just make her a ruthless crime lord. Like, she did it because she wanted to.
I think she still is. I think that's kind of she's trying to.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
She's using that as an excuse, but like you can see when she was getting arrested, that's not really like no. She's a bad person. Because come on, she tried to tell Kate Bishop that like, oh, these kind of things just happen and stuff, and it's a bad situation. And Kate Bishop was right in that line. She's like, was murdering a person and framing your fiance, was that a bad situation? Like that's not just a bad situation. That's doing bad things. So yeah. No, she's just a bad person, and I think she's trying to play it off.
Okay. Hopefully.
And I'm pretty sure she killed Kate's father.
I'm
I
convinced.
mean, who else could have?
I'm convinced too.
Yeah. The house didn't even fall apart yet. Like, it's just some rumblings outside, and then it's like, oh, your dad's dead.
Yeah, how did he die? A brick hit him. What brick? It's like, well, a brick's gonna hit him. I have a feeling. Like, you have no cover.
Yeah.
Definitely killed that boy.
So, so we got that closure with Kate Bishop and her mom. Then we have Yelena and Hawkeye. So, well, first, it was kind of funny with Yelena fighting Kate Bishop, because obviously Yelena's not really trying to fight her. And
yeah, that was
Kind of wish she would though. Like I'm like, why are we playing this game with this little girl?
because
just take
it's a
her
little
out.
girl. She don't want to take her out.
Why everybody gotta die?
I didn't say kill her. I'm just saying, like, you
Take
know,
her out.
just she's not gonna win that fight. So why are we playing these games?
I
She don't
think
want her.
that's part of the reason. Yelena knew it was no problem. Like, she had nothing to worry about.
I'm just saying, you know how Kingpin came in there and just punched her in the face? I'm just
Yes, because that was Kingpin.
like, I honestly like didn't see that coming. I was like, wow. So
Yeah, he mollywopped her pretty good, man. I
He
thought
did.
she was going
Yeah.
die right there.
Yeah.
So-
if it was the Daredevil show, she might have.
Yeah, probably. That would have been rough to watch, but
Yeah.
but yeah, Elena and Kate Bishop, them things was funny though.
Yeah, they have good chemistry.
Like that, what'd she say with the macaroni and cheese? She was like, "Hey, I made some macaroni and cheese." She was like, "You don't have to convince me. I know box macaroni and cheese is delicious."
Yeah, yeah. Their scenes
For whatever
were really
reason,
good.
macaroni and cheese is kind of good though, if you make it right.
Yeah. So if
I've
we're
never had
talking
it.
about the previous episode, that scene with Yelena interrogating Kate Bishop, like it was fun. I liked their chemistry, but it was also unsettling, like, because you're looking at Yelena and you're like, man, this is an assassin, and you could kind of feel that with Kate Bishop's character there, and I'm like, that is uncomfortable. Would you be comfortable in that situation? I would not.
Heck no.
No, because you're thinking like at any moment she could kill you,
Yeah.
and you know she can, and she has this look like, "Hey, we're talking over mac and cheese, but I could kill you with this fork."
Or the macaroni.
Or the
Or the
macaroni.
macaroni. Make you choke on it.
Yeah. 2 elbows up the nostrils. I've been worried about that the whole time. So
Oh yeah. So yeah, I do like their chemistry. I hope they end up on a team together or something. Like we need them in a movie working together. I feel like that would be good. They could be the new Hawkeye and Black Widow. You know, I feel like that's
I
pretty
think
good.
that's where they're going with that. I'm down for that. That's fine.
I'm would definitely go for that.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
definitely bring Elena back. I love her character.
Mm-hmm.
and so we got Elena's fight against Hawkeye, and first of all, he should be dead because she definitely bludgeoned him in the head with like a
I
metal
mean, she
bar.
was beating him with that stick, right?
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's dead, right? A blunt force trauma to the head. Whew.
I'm just like, when do he lose his hearing aid? Because he doesn't have it anymore after getting hit in the head like that.
Yeah, either that or that definitely ain't working no more.
His brain ain't working no more the way she was beating him. Goodness.
Yeah.
Not. He's concussed.
He is definitely concussed.
That was a bit rough, but I felt like they ended it the only way they could, and I don't know how else you could plan to end it without her killing him.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the best, but I don't see another way to do it, so I'm gonna accept, like, he does their little friend whistle from the Black Widow movie, which kind of lets Yelena know that, like, he was really close to Natasha, and, like, he's telling the truth, like, she sacrificed herself and didn't kill her. Yeah,
Yeah.
which,
And then for her to say you could have stopped her, and he was just like, "Come on, like I could have stopped her."
like, he just
Like,
lost
she
to
had her
you.
mind made up.
Like, like, look at this situation. He just lost to you, and you were telling me he was gonna beat Natasha. I want you to think this through now.
Probably not.
That's a good
Well,
point.
they've been better.
Yeah.
Good point. Yeah, I agree. Like it ended the only way it could have, but it still wasn't the best,
Yeah.
which is kind of disappointing, I guess.
Yeah.
I
So
don't know.
it does make
yeah.
me question, what's the end game of Valentina, or Val? Because she's the one, she's trying to get Hawkeye killed.
I think no. I think this one case was purely just Kingpin wanting to take Hawkeye out.
So does that mean Val is working with Kingpin?
I think for this one instance, yes. I think Kingpin wanted to get rid of Hawkeye. He asked Kate's mom to do it. Kate's mom contacted Valentina to find someone to kill Hawkeye. And Valentina went with Elena, thinking that she would be more motivated if she knew, which we didn't need that motivation. She's an assassin.
Yeah.
But whatever. If she knew, hey, he killed your sister.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't
But
think
she wouldn't went after her without a reason, because even though she's an assassin, she would assume that, well, he's an Avenger. And he
if
worked
I'm
with
an
her sister.
assassin, do I care if you're an Avenger or not? My job is to kill.
If your sister was an Avenger, you might.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Good point.
True. That's true.
Good point.
Yeah, because she was making fun of her all the time about her being an Avenger, and then asking her, like, what was it like?
Okay.
Doing the pose, the
Yeah.
superhero pose, which she did, by the way.
Of course she did.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a Marvel movie if she didn't.
True.
Yeah.
She whipped her hair back and forth.
All right. So the only other thing we really had in this episode was the fight scene with them in the tracksuits, which was kind of nothing. I mean, the tracksuits basically had no chance.
This guy's in tracksuits.
No, they didn't.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Maya killed Kazi.
Kazi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, Kazi,
Yeah.
man, just leave with her.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. He's like, I can't. I'm like, yes, you really can.
I don't know. He works for Kingpin. I kind of feel him on that. Because
Nah.
I felt with Kate Bishop's mom.
True, yeah.
With Kate Bishop's
Yeah.
mom in the beginning talking about I'm leaving, and I'm like, that's
Yeah,
a bad
I don't know
idea.
what she thought was going to happen there. I'm like, he could have just killed you then.
And sitting up here, I have an insurance policy. Like, I'm like, oh, you're gonna die. The last person that thought they did, their head came off in the door. I know that's not canon in the MCU, but I feel like
That should be enough motivation.
yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking, I was just like, do you know who you're talking to? You just told the Kingpin that I've been keeping records of everything. I'm like, you're so dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, when she said that, I was like, well, she's dead now.
Yeah. And she was all confident too. I'm like,
Yeah.
Was. Like, maybe she got something behind her. But I'm like, nah. I can't see what. Because it was like she thinks she could just quit her job like she works at Saks.
Perfect line. Perfect line.
And then when she got, they had a scene with her, and then Saks was behind her, the store Saks,
Oh,
Yeah.
like right behind her. I was like, ha! Look at that.
I mean, and just how he said it, like, I love his portrayal of Kingpin. It's just, so she's just gonna quit. Like she works for Saks.
That was funny, man. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, we
Oh
need
man, I am so glad he's back.
So yeah, so I might feel Kazi on that and thinking he can't leave. Like
He can't.
Better
You
move
could
out
try.
go to Vermont.
No.
nah, nah. If you're not a superhero, I don't think you're gonna get away.
Jump on a plane, something.
Yeah.
Hey, Bishop almost didn't get away.
Almost.
He only did because she the main character.
Yeah, she had that plot armor.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, she learned that little flicky thingy from Hawkeye.
Oh, yeah, flipping quarters.
And she did it with his cufflink, which is the same cufflink from the Netflix shows.
That means nothing.
I mean, I know it's not the same Kingpin from the Netflix shows. I was just saying there was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we got that. Hawkeye and Kate Bishop murdered people by shrinking them into a tiny.
Well,
Yeah.
He got took away by that owl.
Yeah.
all of those tracksuits are dead anyways. Like everything they did, like those guys are dead.
They
Oh, with
gotta
the
be.
trick arrows?
No.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm like they were blowing people up and everything. Like they're
They're
dead.
just extremely injured.
Poison gas.
No, it was pepper spray.
Right. Okay.
You're definitely allergic to pepper spray.
Well, then
You
they're
could
dead.
be allergic to pepper. But some of those people are dead. Most of those people are dead. And then the Duquesne was coming in there slicing people up with his
He
sword.
was cutting people.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good.
Dead.
Wasn't tapping them. They weren't fencing.
It was self-defense.
I mean, I ain't got a problem with it. No one ever said the Avengers
There was a
don't
lot.
kill.
There was a lot of murdered people.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, they could argue self-defense. They were running after them with guns. So,
Okay. I'm just
I
wanting
think-
everyone to acknowledge that they're all dead.
yeah. Does New York have a duty to retreat? They couldn't retreat. They were surrounded. So, yeah. Never mind. They're fine.
Okay.
Overall, that was a fun episode. I think the series was pretty fun. There is one plot hole to me, and it's the watch. So we're gonna talk about the watch. The watch belongs to Hawkeye's wife, which everyone kind of figured after she's the one that asked about it in like episode 4, I think. So yeah, it's his wife's watch, and she's Agent 19 because it had a 19 on the back, which is Mockingbird.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone guessed that too because Hawkeye marries Mockingbird in the comics. So
Yep, not a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, I saw them.
Yeah.
Watch when they split
Yeah.
the and everything.
Yeah, we saw that coming a mile away.
I didn't put the 19 together.
Oh, I
but
just looked up Agent 19 after I saw it. I was like, well, there's 19. Agent 19. Oh, Mockingbird. Okay. So
I looked up Hawkeye's romantic interests in the comic books, and then I was just like, so his wife is Mockingbird?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Which I was fine with that. To me, the watch
She's
doesn't.
definitely not Elektra.
ugh. Although Elektra was done well in the Netflix series, but the reason why I say it's a plot hole is because there's no real explanation as to why they wanted it.
Why they wanted to watch?
In the first
Never-
episode, they
it's never
specifically robbed the black market thing for the watch.
Right. And they got the watch and then did nothing with it.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, what was with this watch? Did it have data stored on it or something? Very weird.
And apparently it wasn't Kingpin who wanted it because it didn't end up with Kingpin. Like
Maybe
Maya
he-
just had it.
Maybe he did and Maya never turned it in. I don't know. It was not clearly explained why this watch was so important.
Yeah, it was a little weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the only real plot hole to me. But at the end of the series, basically they tell you that Kate Bishop is now Hawkeye, and that's where we go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overall, I think it was good. It just, I don't know, that just always felt a little bit off.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if it was the pacing of the show or something, but if I were to rank it, I would rank the series Watch While Folding Clothes.
I would agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
What
And
about the killer Broadway scene that they gave us at the end of the credits? Though?
Oh man,
I can do this all
was like,
day.
like, did we not call that?
Oh yeah, I see they had the whole thing.
I feel like we called it and said they probably did a whole thing.
Well, yeah, you have to. I think, like, in order to get a believable scene in the show, you've got to do the entire, at least the song. They have to do an entire song.
Yep.
And
They
apparently they
did
had
like
an audience.
5 minutes of a song. If they didn't have to do a full long Broadway
Yes,
play.
they did.
I mean, they did all 5 minutes of that song.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was fun for them. Know what I'm saying?
They could have got
Oh.
a better costume design.
I think that
Who
I
was the
think it was
costume
done on
designer?
purpose.
The Incredible Hulk is horrible.
Yeah, but that main guy, you tell he was having a lot of fun.
Yeah, he was loving
He was loving it.
He's a Broadway actor.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you think about it though, the main character is a little bit over the top.
They're supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. How many Broadway plays have you guys actually seen?
I saw Phantom of the Menace. I saw Beauty and the Beast.
Phantom of the Menace?
Oh, Phantom of the Opera.
Like that was on Broadway.
My bad. I saw Phantom of the Opera. I saw Beauty and the Beast, and I saw what's the one with Scrooge, Ebenezer Scrooge?
A Christmas Story?
Christmas
Yeah.
Carol.
Yeah, I saw that one. It was a school trip.
Is it so is the main character always extra?
I mean, they're all extra. It's Broadway.
In my opinion, they were.
But Darren has a good point. They are always extra because it's Broadway.
You kind of have to be. I mean, like, you kind of have to be extra.
That's why people go to Broadway so they can figure all the exaggeration of everything. Everything's exaggerated on the stage.
Yeah, you can't do the same kind of acting you do in movies in a Broadway play. Like, I don't think it's not going to come over the same.
This is whack.
Yeah.
One, so the most Broadway I've seen was probably Hamilton, but I watched on Disney Plus.
We watched that on TV, so I didn't count
You
that.
never seen Phantom of the Opera?
No.
Never seen Little Shop of Horrors?
Phantom of the Opera is pretty good.
That's a musical, bro.
The who?
A Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors.
I mean, aren't they all musicals?
Yeah. Aren't we talking about one and the same thing?
Broadway, though. I mean, I don't think that's on Broadway, though.
It's
Isn't
not?
it though?
No, it might be.
No, it's a movie.
It is.
It's not just a movie.
They probably
Is
made it a movie after Broadway.
Yeah. I mean, everything's on Broadway now, so.
Yeah, the play was mad popular, so it probably was on Broadway. I saw it here at the Playhouse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
that's where I go for my place.
if that Beauty and the Beast and the Lion King.
Yeah, I haven't seen The Lion King.
Lion King is dope. You got to see the Lion King.
Oh, that's because you was in it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you don't want to. It's kind of a mixed issue with you. Like, oh, he's not doing it right. You know what?
What if I had become a Broadway actor? No, I can't sing, so that wouldn't work.
Do the voiceover.
Darren would have been like Clint from the first episode. He wasn't even in the pictures. He's not even in Lion King.
Yeah, like, because they had Ant-Man.
Did he ever explain why Ant-Man was included?
No, it's just wrong.
No.
Like, wait, bro. I'm like, yeah, he wasn't there.
It's like, that guy, he wasn't even there. people are speculating that maybe they saw Ant-Man when they went back in time, but that doesn't make sense because that's not how time travel works according to them. So
why did they include
Nah,
him?
I don't know.
Just because.
because he part of the Avengers now.
But he wasn't a part of the Battle of New York, and I still don't know why Captain America gets all of this stuff and no one else does.
Because
You
Captain
really don't know
America.
why?
I'm
Yeah.
just saying. But think about it. He chose to leave. Everyone else died. This dude was just like, I'm about to go back in the past.
They don't
because I
know
can't get
that.
over Peggy.
They don't know
Well, they should. Clint should let them know what happened.
Apparently,
Does
Captain
Clint
America
know?
couldn't do this.
I mean, his shield is on Statue of Liberty now.
You know what I'm saying?
He
He
got
got
a
a
Broadway
problem.
musical.
It's a lot.
Rogers. Yeah.
that.
Well, Tony Stark had that
Maybe
documentary
it's
after
like
him.
that.
We saw that in Far From Home.
But we're talking about a guy who died. I get that. You die in battle, you get you a doc. But Captain America, though, he just quit.
But he was white and he wore the red, white, and blue. You're automatically
gosh.
going to do that.
And he helped save the world.
I mean, he did help
He
save the
didn't need
world.
to do anything else.
Everyone helped save the world.
And he-
That's
the
true. They
first
all did.
He was
Help
also the
save the
first
world.
Avenger, though.
He was the leader of the Avengers. That's probably why he gets all the love.
I'm just saying Black Widow and Iron Man need some love.
Black
too.
Widow's the one that doesn't get. She has her name on a plaque in New York with the
Yeah, she
rest of the
really don't, though.
Avengers.
Like,
There's
what's
no
up with
love.
that? What's up with that? And then Elena was talking about how bad Clint was. I'm like, how bad was Natasha before she became an Avenger? I'm like,
No, when she
Yeah.
was talking about how bad Clint was, I was like, how many people have you killed?
yeah, her too. Yeah, I'm
You
like,
talking about Clint?
how are you really arguing
You're
this?
killing people for hire. Like,
It's like you really can't talk, sis. I'm sorry, but you can't. You and your sister, like your dad said, you both killed so many people. Like, yeah, they did.
I'm so proud of you.
Like, how you gonna come at Clint like that?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, speaking the blip scene where
Oh
she goes in
yeah.
the back room and then
Did we
I
talk
thought that
about
was-
that on the podcast?
Did we miss episode 5?
We might have missed it. But the blip scene, that was really good. That was
Yeah.
really good. I like how they keep showing you different aspects of the blip and stuff. Like, just I like how it's not just a thing that happened in the movies and now we're done. Like, they keep showing us like how it affected different people's lives differently.
Yeah.
They should.
And then I like how we got it from the perspective of someone who was blip this time, right? So like, and that was I thought that was a really cool scene. Like, she's washing her hands and then like she like disappears and then comes back and the room is changed. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was done nicely. And I like how this one was different because in WandaVision with Monica Rambeau, it was like you saw the chaos of the hospital.
hmm
But here it was just, I'm gone and now I'm back. And then it's like, she doesn't know what happened. The room is different. And she comes out and the people are like, oh, hey, there you are. Like,
Yeah.
it's been
Yeah.
5 years and my life is completely different than it was before.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, I went in there to wash my hand for 5 minutes and I lost 5 years of my life. She's like, so,
Yeah.
like what?
Yeah. I thought it was done well. I do
And
like
that's
when
how
they go
she
back and do
find
that.
out that Natasha is dead
True.
because she asked about her sister.
Yeah.
So it's just like that's a horrible way to find
Yeah.
out.
I'm
Wait a
glad they
minute.
didn't
Wait
have
a minute. Hold on. Would Natasha have been dead yet?
Natasha would have been dead already. However, I'm glad they didn't have her friend
Yeah.
answer because her friend wouldn't have known. that
Okay. There we
she
go.
was dead.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
because that would have been Hawk's snap. So the Avengers, while she's
Natasha,
talking to
yeah.
her friend, would have been fighting Thanos at that moment.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Yeah, so yeah,
Um,
she probably doesn't have an answer to that.
Yeah, she wouldn't know. Honestly, I don't even think she would know what Natasha's doing. Probably it's like she would go check out the Avengers, you know. Um, yeah, but that's got to be weird. Like, Yelena came back to her friend's house. But imagine, like, I blip out and then I come back here and someone else is living here and I'm just like, what is going on? How many people got shot because they thought, like, somebody was breaking in the house?
Probably quite a few.
But remember, that's what was their complaint in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It said, like, the people that came back from the blip, they let them get their stuff. And it's just like, okay, but what about the people who's been living for 5 years and that was born in that 5 years?
It feels a little weird that the governments would make that choice. Like, oh, the person that got blipped out, they get it. It's like, I don't know, squatters' rights, right? Like, not that they're squatters, but if they've been in this house for 5 years, it's their house.
Yeah.
The people that came back, you need to program for them to try to get them back into the world. But the people that's been there for the entire time, like, it's theirs. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks if you were married and your spouse is now married to somebody else. But to death do you part, and technically you died. So.
Yeah.
True.
But
so we're gonna say there was a couple of fights.
Man, the person come back and, like, they walk in on their spouse with somebody else and they think they're cheating.
Get back over here.
Man, and then they have to explain to them that they weren't cheating on them. And you would not believe that story. You wouldn't believe it at all.
What happened? You like,
You were gone for 5 years.
I've been gone for 5 years. That's the excuse you come up with.
I was gone for 5 minutes. That's crazy.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Man, that whole thing would cause some real issues.
Yeah.
It was interesting. But if I was to rank this show, I think for 2021, if we were talking about the Disney Plus shows, I would go WandaVision, Loki, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Hawkeye, What If.
Okay.
I would have it above. Oh, go ahead, Dior.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think I might put it above Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but I don't know. They're kind of like neck and neck to me. There's things about each one that I like and things that I don't like about each one.
Yeah,
but I wanted more from both of them.
That's true. They both
I'm
left
with
something.
you, Dior. I would have had, although I kind of did like Loki a little bit better than WandaVision, so I put Loki up top, then WandaVision, then what was the other one? Hawkeye, then Falcon and Winter Soldier, then whatever.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm with Dan. I would go Loki, WandaVision, Hawkeye, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. What if?
Okay. All right. They're similar lists. I can accept everyone's list there. I think it's pretty good. Yeah, we'll see what Disney Plus does in 2022.
22.
We'll see. We got Miss Marvel coming up, Moon Knight. I'm excited for Moon Knight. I want to see what that's about.
I am excited for Moon Knight.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am not.
Yeah. I think they do really well about the unknown characters.
Yeah. And I think She-Hulk's going to be good.
And I'm not talking about the Eternals. Like, that was just trash all the way.
I mean, you said it, and I thought of the Eternals. Like, do they though?
Oh, Eternals.
I was going to talk about Ant-Man and
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I am excited for She-Hulk. That's probably the only show I'm looking forward to that's coming up next. The other ones, you could just leave it.
Well, I think Secret Invasion is next year too.
Next year.
Yeah.
Right. It's gonna be around this time next year.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Secret Invasion, we haven't gotten much on it, but like if they do that right, that should be good.
Yeah.
You know what I don't like? I don't like when they keep using Marvel in the superheroes' names. It's just not great. Like Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel. It's like, come on, man. Is there a Mr. Marvel?
They're the only two.
Yeah, but it's like it's Marvel Comics. It's like that's the comic that all the characters come out. If you name somebody Captain Marvel, it's like where do they get Marvel from? Where does Marvel come from in her
All right.
universe?
So
It's from the meaning, the word Marvel,
no,
not the comic book.
no. Okay, all right. So her name is Captain Marvel because they wanted the rights to the superhero with their name in it, because Captain Marvel was originally Shazam, which was owned by another comic book company, but got bought by DC, and Marvel Comics wanted to make sure the superhero with the name Captain Marvel belonged to Marvel Comics. So they made Marvel, which was the alien. That was their excuse for naming them Captain Marvel, because it was Marvel. That's it. It's a legal thing. It was a legal thing. There's the whole reason why it exists.
Same thing with Miss Marvel.
Yeah,
She named herself after Captain Marvel.
She named
right?
herself after Captain Marvel.
Name herself after. Okay.
Yeah, because
I
she's
mean,
a Captain Marvel
she
fan.
named herself after Hawkeye, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least that's not the name of the brand. It's like if Nike had a superhero named Captain Nike. Like,
I mean,
creator did that.
I get why though. Would you want, like, your comic's name is Marvel? Would you want DC having a Captain Marvel?
They're probably gonna be terrible with it anyway, so nobody's ever gonna know.
Well, this was the comics, okay? And DC was doing very well. It probably they still are.
Yeah. This is before the boom of movies and shows.
Yeah.
I guess but
But she was originally known as Miss Marvel, though. She's the original Miss Marvel.
Yeah, she was. No, was she Miss Marvel, or I think she she was. She had a few different names.
Yeah, they changed her name to Captain Marvel when they did the whole legal thing.
No. There was another. Captain Marvel was originally male, and that's why she was Miss Marvel. And then she took Captain Marvel. She became Captain Marvel.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. Yeah.
well, Marvel Man.
That would be worse.
That is a whole lot. Marvel Man.
There probably is a Marvel Man out there somewhere.
You probably
Marvel Boy.
The Marvelettes.
Marvel It's. They probably all out there.
The amazing, spectacular Marvel Man.
Well, at least Monica Rambeau doesn't have Marvel in her name, so
Yeah.
although the second movie is called The Marvels, so I don't know.
I think it's just a play on, because in the comic book she did go by
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel at one point. Yeah.
Yeah, and you got Miss Marvel in that movie too. And hopefully Rogue, maybe.
Hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully.
Rogue? At least by the third movie, you gotta give me a Rogue.
Which Rogue? The flying Rogue?
The real Rogue.
Well,
Rogue doesn't fly yet.
Yeah, Rogue flies
Not
because she
supposedly.
took the powers from Captain Marvel.
Like all the power.
Like, yeah, she put Captain Marvel in a forever coma, and now she's super strong and can fly.
Well done, Rogue.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to see that in the movies. Let's do it.
Yeah, do that. Get rid of
I do too.
Yeah. But with that being
That would
said,
be a good way to get rid of it.
they don't need to get rid of her. Jeez. With that being said, how would you rank Hawkeye? Did you like it? Let us know in the comments below, or leave a like and a rating wherever you're listening to this. Make sure you subscribe and like the video as well. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much. Peace out.